I think that was really great that OP2B and SEJA at the European Parliament are hosting this event, because we are at a tipping point for agriculture where it's very important that the industry converge in many dimensions. Converge first on making sure we have clear framework and definition of what goods and success look like in the transition. The second very important point is really about how do we make sure that all the players in the value chains are playing their role to de-risk and finance the transition, to make sure that the interest of the farmers is at the center, because we cannot really do the transition without the farmer, and actually it should start with the farmers. So I think this was really why it was good to have today really this multifaceted dialogue with all the players in the industry, and to convene, because we need more dialogue. There are still some solutions to be found. First, it's very important to have a common vision of what success looks like. So we can talk about definition, and that's quite important, and that was a very strong call out. This is why, for instance, in Unilever we have our MRV framework that is public, and that we are contributing, for instance, with OP2B to their framework, or with the Sustainable Agriculture Initiative framework. We need to pre-competitively work together to define that. The second element is, I think we need to revisit the way we are basically playing in this value chain. Crop rotations means cooperation. This is what we're doing in the US with PepsiCo, for instance, when we have our program on soy, right? But it's the case for tomato. It also requires basically that actors in the sector think about their horizon of investment. We cannot basically manage contractualization the same way when you embark into a transition that will last 5, 6, 7 years. You have to adapt to that. So that's another element that is clearly a roadblock. And there was a very clear element as well brought by the farmers, and that is relevant, which is how do you turn this debate from, I would say, a productivity discussion or yield discussion to a revenue discussion? Because at the end of the day, it is important that the farmer is remunerated for the ecosystem service that they are providing to the society. So these are three important blocks that I hope are not going to be roadblocks, but that will help us as an industry to find solutions for. So of course we are incredibly committed in scaling up solution, as you said. This is why we have basically set up this amazing tool called the Climate and Nature Fund, which is a €1 billion budget allocation to actually partner finance with other institutions, other partners, the scale up of our solution in our value chain. So we have now a very active roadmap. We are already working on a plan to convert about 350,000 hectares of our footprint to regenerative agriculture. It's the first batch of our strategy, and we have, of course, a much more ambitious step, and we're making great strides. And all our community in Unilever, and our communities, I would say, at a business level, at a procurement level, or at a sustainability level, are really working together to make it happen.